Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Alrighty, so the saga continues. Oh man, uh, I thought I'd already been done with this thing by now, but it is what it is. So, anyhow, I had forgot whenever I made up the little wiring harness for this. I forgot one little thing, which is for the preamp, because I was looking at the cabinet just a minute ago. So, I'm gonna go ahead and run another cable here. Hoping there's enough room that I can sneak this through with everything else. At least that's my goal. We'll put it that way. There we go. All right, so this is actually going to be quite busy little amplifier, to be honest with you. So there we go. Line this up here with the rest of them. Bruce, old buddy, I don't know what kind of mess you got me into, but it's all good, buddy. There we go. Anyhow, so he wants a preamp put in this as well, so that's the reason why we had to run an extra wire here. And then I'll worry about putting that in the mix for the sideband delay. But we are going to build a preamp. Now, one of the nice things is I've already got one of these partially completed, so it's not going to be a huge undergoing. Let's see. No. Reminder from Alexa, I gotta get up out of bed. Anyways, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any chats pop up. There we go. Well, I know that it's actually working, at least on my end. Okay. Good evening, Eric. Glad to see you join us in. Yeah, I'd planned on being out here about 30 minutes sooner, and I started to, and then wound up talking to the kid here online, so. But anyhow, yeah, today's hassle building the preamp. Which, like I said, I've got got it already started. I usually try to build a couple, 2 or 3 of them up to this stage here. I try to do that every time I sit down and actually make some of these. I'll usually sit down and put together about 3 circuits at a time. I don't do a whole lot of preamps as a general rule of thumb. I do on occasions, but you got some people that they swear by preamps. It's just kind of a lengthy service actually to actually build one of these and put them in. It's not the fact that it's all that hard. It's just it's very time consuming for what it costs to build one. Because it's one of those that you can't really charge enough for the amount of time that it takes to actually build it. I looked into actually making a little board specifically for the preamp, and I got with another gentleman that has the software and has the capability of doing that. But after waiting for 2 years for him to get back with me, he never has. So it's like, well, all right, we'll continue along the path that we have been doing. But eventually I'll get to the stage where, I'll have a little time and I'll actually try to do that. I ordered an online program where I can actually sit down and create stuff like this, but I haven't even uploaded it, so I don't even know if it's any good or not. But that way I can actually assemble the components on the little board, set the relay in place, and ta-da, it's done. So let me get a small piece of wire here for the shorting bar on that. Good evening, Bruce. I figured you'd pop in there somewhere. You're kind of like a bad penny. You're always showing up. Or dropping me off bad pennies, one of the two. All right, so get that. Gonna need some leads for that too. This is way more than I'm gonna need, but I want to make sure I got enough to one's wrapped around the way I want to. Well, good evening, Chad. I see you popped in there. So, yeah, the fun stuff. I know you've had more than your fair share of these too. The dreadful preamps that we have to build from time to time. Okay. Yeah, this is always the tedious part, is just getting everything on the dad blasted relay. That'll work. Move that over just a little bit here. Oop. Keep these legs as short as I can on the capacitors because that seems to help some of that noise reduction. I know there's better transistors to use, which I've been trying to look into that as well, but since I don't build a whole lot of these, it's not been a high priority. But I do know that playing with the circuit a little bit, like I have, I've got a much quieter preamp than most as far as on the general hash and trash that comes in with these. So, it's a lot more usable, but, still. But like anything else, you can refine one of these to an unbelievable point as well. All right. And on occasions when I'm really bored, I'll actually sit down and play with one of these and, see if I can get it a little bit better each time. Yeah, Chad, that's exactly right. Huckleberry, yeah, you're right. uh, well, chances are it'll only be 3 pounds instead of 4 pounds, but yeah, you're right, guys. I know he's trying to go back to kind of what it originally was as far as on the preamp, so I know that that's the only reason why, he's probably having this put in. Yeah, I've seen his antenna up in the air, so I know he really doesn't need this, but I think it's more of an I want than I need. The best part about a preamp, though, is all preamps, all good preamps come what's called an oscillating frequency filter. And the oscillating frequency filter is a very simple circuit. Now let's look at what that is. O for oscillating. F for frequency, and F for filter. Comes with an off switch. So anytime you guys hear me use that term, oscillating frequency filter, I'm referring to just shut the damn thing off. You like that one, huh, Bruce? Yeah, I know. Ha ha ha. You gotta admit, I made you laugh. Hell, most of my jokes aren't even close to that funny. Most of the time, I'm so funny, I forget to laugh. All right. And I need a ground wire. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the external ones as well, and I actually own a couple. And ironically, one of them that I purchased, I bought it just to kind of help out another builder, um, and for the novelty of it. It's one of those where honestly, I mean, what he was charging, I wouldn't have wanted to build it for, I wouldn't have built it for that. So, I can't really complain, but, I was actually hoping that he was building it with a much better circuit than what we generally use for, um, the preamps here. But, still, it's nice. Matter of fact, I've never used it. It's still, it's still wrapped up. Okay. Thank God for little things like this right here. Yeah, I don't know what you use, Chad, for adhesive tape, but I switched over here a couple of years ago to that Gorilla brand, and I've been pretty impressed with it. Now it's going to fall off. There we go. Yeah, that's what I had been using for a long time, is the 3M emblem tape, mainly because of the fact that you can get it in what they call the 15 and the 30 pound. And, that stuff works really, really good. But part of it, part of it had to do just like with everything else, the price was getting outlandish. But one of the things that I'd found was, I thought I would try that more of as joke than anything. And I actually like the way it goes on better. Uh, to be honest with you, because I've used 3M products for decades. Truth be told, this is probably 3M just with a Gorilla brand. As far as Gorilla, by name, anyways, that's what I'm referring to. Get that seated down in there good. So this weekend coming up is my weekend off. So I'm going to try to spend just a little bit of time this weekend and get a piece of coax cut. The kids are supposed to come over, so I'm going to try to put the kids to work. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'm going to try. Sadly, I did offer the money, so it's probably the reason why 2 of the 3 is going to show up. Money talks. Yeah. Well, that's actually what we hope for in the long run, Gary, is for kids to actually make more than what we do, and so that they don't have to go through the struggles that we have in the past. I was constantly on mine to, you know, get a good job, stay in school, all that good stuff. Mine didn't want to listen. Really wish she had. Awesome. Yeah, the only thing that's bad about a welder is his eyes, mainly because of the fact that after doing that for so many years, well, I'm sure you've went home and you've had potatoes on the eyes and everything else. Trying to get your eyes to not be hurting from all the flash. Yeah, I still weld on occasions where I'm at just because it's part of my job, but as far as to weld every day, man, I wouldn't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy seeing I enjoy seeing how things come together. Yeah, and as a welder, you always keep thinking, well, I'll just close my eyes and do this lot, do this one little tack. I'll just close my eyes and do this one little tack. We've all done it. If you've been any form of welding, we've all done that. I mean, because I've been too honored to even go back and get my welding helmet. I've welded stuff even without the helmet, because of the fact that, you're only talking maybe an inch weld, and if you look at things well enough, you go, oh, yeah, I can do that. And you're done. All right. So, yeah, I think I want to put that little wire there on too. And this is where scrap comes in. Yay. Not too worried about the output at the moment, just the input. Just because it's filling up on that side. Okay. Worry about the output too last. All right. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a sideband amp. I had forgotten just how much little piddle stuff gets involved, and then you throw a preamp in there, Bruce. Oh, okay. Now let's grab the cabinet, because we can actually sit this down in the cabinet now. Of course, this switch, we're going to have to change it out. Don't worry, Bruce. We'll put your condom back on your switch. Good evening, Mr. Carlock. Hope your day is going good for you. And by the way, Bruce, I forgot to ask you, and now's a heck of a good time to do so. Are you going to want LEDs above each one of these lights? Or, I mean, excuse me, above each one of these switches? Because if so, that will make a determination of whether or not I need to go ahead and just put this into the cabinet, or if I got to modify the cabinet ahead of time. The spit on mic parts is at no charge. Okay, good. You just saved me a buttload of aggravation. Not that, not the ones you used. No, you used the other size. I guess I get so used to drilling these out and tapping them for a 632. Keep forgetting I can't use that. Yeah, I've seen just about every form of mounting screw I think that there is for one of these to be used. I've seen sheet metal screws, I've seen wood screws, machine screws, various lengths, sizes. Um, I had one come in, it's been several years ago, and they used drywall screws, but they didn't use, the little short drywall screws. I mean, I'm talking, it was pooch in the bottom of the cabinet length. And it's like, really? Guess they were afraid that board was coming loose. Okay. Another alarm to tell me I need to get up for work. Yeah, I set about 5 or 6 alarms just to make sure that I get up in time. And had these not already been in there, I would have already remembered to put my little grounding lugs on there. And there are so many variations of these, as far as these little grounding tabs. And I have several versions myself. Yeah, that's good and tight. Yeah, I would move the camera, but for just putting a ground lug in, I don't think that's... There we go. Okay, let's get those soldered in. Yeah, yeah, for sure on that, Gary. Yeah, the Texas Star. Yeah, yeah, Texas Star doesn't find every way to make it cheaper, but they definitely come pretty damn close. But again, you're also buying something that is mass produced. Um, kind of like the Palomars. I can remember back in the day when, if you had one of these around here, man, you were a big daddy. And it was almost unheard of. I'd seen a few of them. It was almost unheard of to see somebody with a Sweet 16. You know, if you had that, you were like the king. There we go. Yeah, and this is still the pieces and parts out of the old Palomar. Yeah, the Texas Star 500. That was the biggest one back whenever I got into it. That was the biggest one I had ever had. Um, I started out with an old Eagle 200, which, yeah, the preamp was even worse. Of course, at first when I got it, I thought, preamp, oh wow, awesome. Yeah, I learned that was a joke. As long as I ran the Eagle 200 on low, it worked all right. If I ran it on high, it was always muffled. But I didn't know anything. About amplifiers as far as, how they worked and what made them better, what made them worse. None of that stuff. Yeah, I actually wound up selling the Texas Star 500 because I was actually kind of afraid of it because it made my headlights dim down so bad. So bad in the old Mercury Cougar I had. Alrighty. Well, Bruce, it's starting to resemble more of an amplifier again, big guy. I gotta wire up all this stuff, figure out where all these wires go. It's easy. Yeah, the more and more you start putting in there, you don't realize, until you start adding a few things. And, if you were putting LEDs in there, it would even be more busy. Um, but some of this is a lot more than what you realize. Um, as far as when you take on a project like this and then you start adding biasing and the biasing and delay, that adds a lot to it. Just even if you don't see it, it adds a lot more to the inner workings. You got to make sure certain things are turned on, certain things are turned off. Let's see. That one needs to go there too. Thank God I don't have to deal with LEDs. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Like I said, I tried to go ahead and build this also in the format that, if and when the transistors finally give out, that we can go back and make, small alterations and drop a set of HGs in place of it, uh, with minimal aggravation. So, that's kind of my goal on that. All right, so the sideband switch. That means we need, let's see, that. It's going to be the preamp. This also is for the sideband. Yeah, one's for the delay and one's for the biasing. I've had some people that they wanted the preamp to be able to use it separately from the amplifier, and because of the aggravation and the extra circuitry and stuff like that, I just refuse to do it. I've done it, and it is a pain in the wazoo. But if everything goes good and I'm not disturbed this weekend, I'll have this one finished up and should be able to make a heck of a dent in finishing up that 2000. Then we can go in on to some other projects. No, the Palomars don't. Well, sure they do. Just ask Bruce. He's got them on everything. Yeah, I might, because I mean, my Friday night is Saturday night, and Saturday night is my Sunday night. So I might be able to. If not, you can still come over the following weekend, Bruce, and pick this up. Even if even if I work, which I know I will, you can still do that. Worst case scenario, but I'm gonna try to get yours finished up before by the weekend. I can't make any promises because I got a lot of calls I've got to make and try to get to the bank for some stuff for my wife. And then you go into the procrastination of, my testing at the hospital. So, but I want to try to get, I've got 3 major projects I want to try to get finished up, just in case it's not radiation and it's the whole chemo thing again. Just because of the fact that I know how sick that makes me feel. And since I don't have anybody to, rely on, I'm going to be trying to work through this. So, yeah, if need be. You're off this weekend. Yeah, like I said, I'll see what I can do for you, Bruce. Like I said, I'm going to try to get this one finished up by this, before this weekend or by this weekend. Because like I said, this is going to be kind of my goal as far as to finish this up and then go to the next project. But all right, guys, sadly, it is 9 o'clock. It means that I got to stop playing and enjoying myself, and I got to go do that nasty thing called work. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it. Definitely enjoyed being here with you all. Hopefully, we'll do this again tomorrow if everything goes good. All right, take care. God bless. We are back out.